So I just got this comment that made me think. This guy commented that he wants to be in this business, but he has an injury and he thinks tents would be too much. And it made me think, like, you don't really need to get into tents. There's so many things that happen with an event, a wedding, or a corporate event, or a backyard party, or any kind of event, that there's so many different companies involved in this. Not one company handles everything. So there's many different aspects to the event industry or the rental industry that you can get into. Yeah, say you got a bad back, putting up tents and carrying tables and chairs around every day is not gonna be that good. But there's other things you can do. For instance, there's restroom trailers. There's a lot of companies that are only restroom trailers. That's it. You can do dishes. You can do just the tables and the chairs. You can do like I do, like the big tents. You can do smaller kind of events like pop-up tents. I know a guy who only rents out folding picnic tables with umbrellas. And I know a guy who builds giant letters with light bulbs in them, and he rents those out. There's someone near me who only does rustic decorations. Then there's people who will come in and just do the table settings and maybe the chair covers. And then there's other people who do ceiling drapery and lights and uplights. And then there's more obvious ones like the DJ, the wedding planner, the wedding officiant, the banquet hall owner. And then there's people like me who do a mix of it all. Obviously, the more aspects that you're involved in, the more money you make. Like when I first began, I was just tents, tables, and chairs. But as time went on, I realized, okay, we need to get into dishes. So I got into dishes. And then, okay, we got the dishes. So the caterers are also wanting cooking equipment. Okay, now we're doing these events and I'm seeing restroom trailers here. Why don't I have a restroom trailer? So then we got the restroom trailer, and then things just snowball. There is a company near me who has a wedding planner on staff, so they can handle the whole planning, the entire event, except for restroom trailers. They don't own those. And so they can encompass the whole event and probably make quite a lot of money off of it because they're keeping it all in-house. But you don't have to do that. You can just pick one aspect, something that you're passionate about or like, or you have the money to invest into. There's plenty of people who just do a small portion of it. Just think about any wedding. There's the wedding planner, there's the DJ, there's the flowers. A lot of times there's people who make the stationery and stuff and help you with that and get that sent out. Like I said, there's the officiant, there's the owner of the venue, who, they bought a venue and they just rent it out to people. And then there's the rental company. Then there's the photographer. There's so many aspects to the event business, not just tent, table, and chair rentals, that you can get involved in it and make a lot of money. Also, conversely, say you get started in just doing the centerpieces and the chair covers, and you're making some good money. And then you're like, okay, let me take on the next thing. Then you start doing the ceiling drapery and the lights. And then you want to get into the next thing. Then you can hire DJs. You can get a photo booth and hire people. As you make more money, you don't have to do this all on your own. You can take the risk and hire people to handle things. Up to the point where you're just in the office and now you own tents, tables, and chairs and restroom trailers and decorations and stuff, and you have a whole team doing this because you got a bad back or you're physically incapable of doing some of this stuff, but you started small and grew it to the point where now you have people handling it. So if you're sitting at home watching this thinking, I would like to get into this business but I physically can't. You don't have to physically be able to. You just have to be willing to let other people do these things. And you can start right off by buying a whole bunch of tent equipment and never touch a tent. Just have other people do it. There's this dude near me. He's one of the biggest dudes near me. He has only set up a 20 by 30 his entire life in this rental industry. He has never set up one of his big tents. He's never set up a frame tent. He's never delivered tables and chairs. He has only set up a 20 by 30. And he has an entire warehouse crew of people doing all this for him, making him millions of dollars a year. And he's never touched a tent except for that 120 by 30. So you can start this. Even if you're physically impaired, you can do it. If tomorrow I couldn't be able to walk, I could still sit in the office and move the chess pieces around, and people could still do this. Don't sit at home thinking I can't do this because of this or that. You can. Pick a small part to do it in, or if you're lucky and have money to invest the money and hire people. But don't defeat yourself thinking I can't do this. Just think you can. You can. It's easy. I say it's easy because it's like I'm living it, but it's just easy. You just do it. Just get over the fear and do it. Pick any portion of it and start small and build big. You're not going to be able to jump into this overnight making millions of dollars. It's going to be a slow process, but you can do it. There's so many aspects to a party that you can pick one to focus on and grow from there. Anyways, I liked that comment. Made me think. What's really cool about this YouTube channel is all the comments and making me think different ways and seeing things. Because a lot of times these things are just in my head and I don't know that I know them or know that I think them. And then I see the comments and then it makes me go, oh, that's interesting. That's a new way to look at it. Or I was thinking that, I just never really verbalized it. It's very interesting. But anyways, don't be afraid. Don't say you can't do it. Say you can, and just do it. Thanks for watching.